There we fucking go. So, I did a little bit of building. Last time shown was a fucking, I don't know, floor. That's what it looked like. But now, have some actual walls, detail, pillars. That's sort of like mushrooms, hanging mushrooms. Actual portal to get here, which I think brings it all together. It's a nice centerpiece, especially with this right here. Then you have a nice, you have all this colored mixtures of bullshit, and then a nice red, like ruby red perimeter. It's really nice. Then you have your exit point, which you can just mix, which I mixed in into the Aztec more area over here. Oh yeah, good fucking game design. That's all that means. I'm probably going to stretch this out all the way, maybe over here, because I want to be able to cover up everything. So I'm gonna have to stretch it all the way to probably this point right here, then fade it, kind of like slope it down. That is just gonna be like an overarching kind of cavernous area. I'll probably have to like arch it into here and maybe mix it in with this palette right here. And then this blood wall is just gonna come all the way over here. Mix in with the more Aztec area. I'm gonna have to get the mushroom lights and just sprinkle them down all across the cavern. Maybe kind of like in this little bundle, one right here and one back there. That'll look nice. I'll probably have to maybe get some more greenery or just stuff to make this look less flat-ish. But I still want this. This is a kit PvP. You still want it to be more like a fighting area that's just not fucked up. You know? Like, I want to have obstacles for people to fight along and go around and roundabout and be a little. Just fucking run along it, but I don't want to be like a chaotic zone like I have over here in my main area. Ugh. I, this is more like treacherous, and even more down here. It even gets worse, but it's kind of the point of biomes and stuff, biome specifics. Over there is more of like an aether kind of realm, where you can actually do proper PvP. That's kind of more ideal. What I wanted was just a proper area for people to fight and stuff. And it just looks nice as fuck. It's more pixelated. It's a different type of actual build style, which I really like without this world. Using different types of build styles to actually create a biome specific. This still needs to be less fucking blocky and shit. And I need to mix this in. This looks just so standalone. This, I really like this right here. Still really blocky. I still need to mix it up. These aren't even my towers. I always forget the guy's name, like Big City or something, built these. I'll have to fucking get some actual. I don't know what I'll do with them. I don't know. I just need to make it. They look really good because they're not they're more circular, like a cone-ish, which actually makes a lot of the other areas Like the castle itself less blocky, which is nice, but I'm still pissed off that it's not my build. I like having help, but it's just like every time someone comes on here and be like, "Oh, did you build that?" No, nah. Someone else fucking came on here one day, built it, left like a black father. Like, oh, yep, there he goes. Brother didn't even come back to finish off the little walls that were surrounding the castle, or even put a middle tower. I gotta put a middle tower at some point, but I don't really like this style of building. The constant like fucking staircase spam. I don't like it. I'll do it sometimes, but I like more like I don't know, like simple structures with more complex palette in a way. Like this. It's a very complex palette with weird ass colors and fucking L's, backward L's and stuff. But it would look nicer, detailed with a bunch of stairs and slabs and spam, but to actually create more of a less blocky shape, I don't like that style. It's a hard mix. Like these are more my style of towers. But it just looks like a big ass chrome dome. Looks like a damn squid. But yeah. Going back to this. This is just an update on this build. Maybe I'll put up some mushrooms or something going along this perimeter wall. But I don't know. I kind of really like the more simplicity within it to block out all the complexity in the inside and stuff. It also just creates more of like a focus point in this middle area. And honestly, I just keep... Damn! I like the black and white mixed with the red in the inside. It just looks really nice. The only problem about this, I don't know. Like, I have it, that is like the drop area right here. That's one of them. And a player can easily access by just coming over here, doing some parkour. This is the end area. They come up here, and then they access to the Aether. But it's annoying because I suck at making nether portals and understanding how they work, so that's how we basically get there. Not in and out, just fucking out. And to get more out, technically in. That's my fuck. That's Jesus Christ. Into this place, and the only exit right now is out that way. Or you could have a fire res and you can come up here. Be marked off by these magma blocks. Someone can go down here. Be like, ooh, what's this? Ooh, a piece of candy, and come down here and be like, oh yeah. If they don't fucking die from the fall damage. But is that rationality? Is that good game design? Is what this is good game design? No. No on what subpar you would say game design you would want to have. Because it's player specific. I have this more of a Dark Souls type style. I base a lot of these structures off of Dark Souls, and a lot of normal kid PvPs would be more like a flat green grassland area, maybe some structures, maybe a little bit of elevation, and that's fucking it. That's all you got. Then at some point you would find a dungeon, and you go through a long tunnel and stuff. But I just fucking threw, I don't know, I threw a fucking jumble of mess in because it's supposed to feel like chaotic and stuff, kind of like the Souls universe. Like this, I have this region called the Gauntlet because it's supposed to be a merge of different fucking biomes at one time, like some weird ass orgy. That's what it's supposed to be off of. Like I have like a nice paradise area up there, and it kind of goes into here. You could see like fallen where palm trees used to stand, and it would wrap around here. But it's kind of like eroded. You have like spore area. You have like a mini volcano. Little town right here, graveyard. Center area. It's like a structure of some sort that's also being burnt a little bit and destroyed. Little forest right here, a town right there, castle. I mean, it's just everything in one hole. One little bowl right here. Then you'd have different areas like this stretches into a cavern. You can go up into this castle and wrap around there onto a bridge into a like a I think it's called a manifold. Up into here into a little smaller kind of fortress of some sort. I would say fort. It really kind of just borderlines everything right here. Then you could the castle's the main part where you can actually go up into, but it's so goddamn complex that it's only I would be able to show someone for 5 minutes on how to go somewhere. And that's kind of the problem about now is that if I wanted to have good game design and the player base on Minecraft Xbox One Edition is a bunch of I don't know, we're growing older and stuff, but it's everyone's kind of been the same. We're still getting new players, but it's they getting into just Minecraft, not like only a few people here actually play. I only know like 2 or 3 that actually play Dark Souls types of games and stuff. My player base would be more simple type gamers that just play like Roblox or something like that. So, am I screwing myself over for making a more complex and more interesting game that's actually allows for I have like combat oriented areas and stuff. I have biome specific. I have water. There's so many. I put water in so many fucking areas. I mean, it allows Depth Strider to be used at such greater use. And that's the first kit you get Depth Strider 1 boots. I mean, it's so vital. And it forces a player to say, would I rather have Depth Strider boots or Prot 1 boots or like it's armor specific. I have sewer drains. I have all this, but I don't have like a good player base to go off of to make it for someone. I think that's kind of the hardest thing though. Alright, this is a little bit excessive. This used to be a PvE, so but should I lower my standards to create a more simple game? Would that be a better game design for my orientation and player base that will be playing this? Because I have players just come on here, look at this shit, and be like, well, shit. That's just not gonna happen. Like, Or should I raise the standard and make it harder for more players? For players can be more satisfied when they play this because they can feel like, oh yeah, some people can't play this because they don't have the experience, they don't have the will to do it. But most of this player base doesn't have a really good drive and will to play this a very competitive and complex type game that I want to design and create for players to actually feel and experience. What is the complexity on that? Like, it is just, I don't know, weird philosophy, I guess. Because I want players to start right here. Right here. This server is going to be called DS12. Username Duff. It could be like Duff server or Dark Souls server. It's just a random number 12. Kind of like 2B2T. Just 2 letters, 2 numbers. It's simple and it just puts a name for itself, you could say. But so players would spawn right here, not at spawn, right here, and they'll be able to get spawn killed for however long. There'll be mobs around here, like wither skeletons and strays. And the players will have to come over here, find like a locker or something that they will stand in, and ask the host to get teleported. And it'll create like a tradition, in a way, for players that get spawn camped and stuff. But then later on, they'll be the one that actually spawn camps people. Would having such a harsh tradition ruin the experience for players? Or will that only attract more people, as you would have to make more groups and factions and stuff, in a sense that people would want to find safety to be able to play this game? Or, like I said, to lower the standards and just put people at spawn to create a more functional, simplistic gameplay for people to easier to understand. Is dropping someone in a hot zone with not knowing anything good to create good player experience? I don't know. I want to find out, but it might ruin the play experience in a further run. So if I actually find people that actually want to play this game and I ruin it for the first time, am I destroying that first experience? And they will only internalize that experience every time they come onto the server. It's interesting to think of that, honestly. It's whatever. I already struggle to be a host and have like good confidence with it. I've never had like a good stride to like some of my buddies. But is it good to be ambitious? To try to be something different, like an entrepreneur, and create something different to build new player experience at the cost and risk of losing any and all of my players. But if I lower my standards as well, would I lose that respect that I hold with those players? You'd be like, oh yeah, you'll lower these standards for these people. And then it's like, well, I don't want to play because you let those people go through and I had to go through hell. So I probably cannot just lower the standards for anyone. That's kind of my rant. Things to think about.